what was on my heart, what I wanted to talk about was I, as other travelers, are in a situation where we are faced with a terminal disease. I have cancer. Others have HIV, AIDS, or others have, various forms of cancer. I have an ovarian cancer, which is very rare. And it is, they have put statistics to the life expectancy of this disease, and that being 6 months to 1 year. I was diagnosed in April 2014. Of course, my world shook. Everything in my senses, what I could sense, shook. I was in complete shock and denial. So after traveling that journey of, first of all, discovering you have this disease, and then the life expectancy is not good, you kind of have to develop a very tough heart. You have to develop a mind to grasp things. You have to, in a sense, know where you're going and what you're doing very quickly, because you have 18 months. So the first part of the journey is the knowledge, and then going through this journey, I did chemotherapy. So I had a team of oncologists with Dr. Gretchen Glazer, and Dr. Osborne, and Dr. Ingales being part of this team that guided my treatment, suggested a treatment, and I was happy to be on board. So I did chemotherapy right at the onstart, which was in July. After the chemotherapy, they were able to assess how far I was going in my treatment, again with this boding 18 months time gap. So after they assessed this, they realized that they had to change me from different chemotherapy regimen to different chemotherapy regimens, because the ones that I was on were not working. Now, these are the top regimens for this disease, and many other hospitals employ these regimens to heal their patients. They realized that it was not happening for me. So again, we changed, until I got a tumor that burst out of my belly. And now we were heading in another direction, which meant chemotherapy and radiation. I didn't want this tumor on my belly, and it was painful. So I recently went through the radiation. It has been successful to a certain extent. During radiation, during chemotherapy, during a while, they would have CAT scans. They would have me participate in CAT scans where they would check my progress. My progress was not good. It was going down. The CAT scans revealed that these chemotherapies are not going to work on this cancer. So what happened is that I was now referred to palliative care, which, as you know, palliative care is not treatment, but it is is care where they want you comfortable. Your medications are provided. They just want you comfortable. They're not going to operate on you. They're not going to do curative measures. It's where you will be comfortable. You have your medication for pain. There's no pain. And then, of course, down the line is hospice. They're very near each other, brother and sister, to metaphorize it. Tracy, I am living in a wonderful country, the best in the world. I'm living in a country that has afforded me this care because I would certainly perish somewhere else. I'm originally from Kenya, and I heard that one of our best friends, family friends, has been diagnosed and they died. One of our heroes in the environmental war against exploitation and sustainability died. She was a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And she died, she passed away because of the same cancer that I had. Well, how is Joy doing? Joy is doing pretty well because Joy celebrated her birthday in 2014. So I passed the 6 months earmark, and Joy was approaching a year around Christmas, and then March rolled around the corner, and April 2015 was when I celebrated a year. Joy has been here and continues to be here. In 2015, October, just celebrated her second birthday. So how am I feeling compared to other people? I'm feeling enthusiastic. The same way I held the baton when I was diagnosed, the same way I held the baton when I proceeded with treatment. But really, my pride and my joy is in an individual who has been with me from when I was diagnosed to right now. And her name is Shirlene Davis. She's my caretaker. She's what you call my chosen sister. You choose people who you want them to have that intimate relationship if you don't have one with your own natural, your own biological brothers and sisters. And that's what I chose her to be. And a very intelligent, self-giving of herself individual who has not come to do this because of monetary gains. She has done this out of her own heart. She says God told her to do this. And so I have a team around me that believes in me as sacrificial, prop me up, help me in every aspect of my life, personally, in every aspect. How can I not be happy and grasp that as a happiness? That's just a part of it. But to answer your question in a very verbose way, that's what I wanted to say. A lot of people have a hard time with that, Tracy, because they don't let go of their own emotions and feelings. They don't let go of the fact that they are unable to do for themselves. They hold back, they go back to the person that they knew they were. Well, this is a different game. This is a different race. This is Spartacus. If you've ever watched that old movie with, I think, Kirk Douglas, this is Spartacus, raw and real. And you have to adjust to the terrain. You have to adjust to your symptoms. You have to adjust to people. And the only way you'll do that is by letting go. By letting go of your own emotions, letting go that you're not perfect, that you can't do this on your own, by letting go to allow a spiritual higher power to invade you. So many people, so many religions, but to really depend on that spiritual power that you have. A spiritual power where you can pray and meditate, spiritual power that holds you in the cusp of their hand. This is what you have to do. You have to let go. And finally, you have to let go of yourself, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, forgiving yourself. That's the other formula. And it sounds so sweet and it sounds so easy, but it's the hardest thing. But once you let go of modesty. Of course, I've had to let go of modesty and let people see my fat thighs, which are not the best shaped in the world. I've had to let go of that at the hospital. So it was easy for me to strip down, in front of Charlene when she needed to bathe me. It was easy for me to let go of my physicality and the way I looked. These are just some examples that I'm dishing out. I know what I was before cancer. I was a selfish, self-motivated business woman. That's what I was. I was kind to a certain extent. I was friendly to a certain extent. I was professional. The disease turned my whole life around because when people drop you, when people don't want to answer your phone calls, when you pick up the phone and, they're rushing to get off the phone, it changes you so quickly. You can become hard and bitter, or you can cry and water your own emotions, or you can decide, I don't care. The latter being the worst. You do care, you have emotions, you have a heart, you have a soul, you have a spirit. You cannot let this pass by because it's only going to roughen the emotional edges in your life. It's only going to roughen that. If you take notice of this and come up with a plan, okay, these particular friends in my life, I guess they have decided they don't want to be in that capacity anymore. What did I do to them? Why did it come to this? Let me give them a call. Let's chit chat. Let's sort this out. Let's forgive each other. You may have very, willing participants who will be able to tell you, Joy, this is the way you used to be. And I don't want to be part of this journey. You have cancer, I'll pray for you. Adios. So you may have those people, or you may have people who want to listen to your story, listen to what you've been through, and they become new friends. They become gained friends that you have now. And I am so blessed to have gained friends that I've met along the way. A doctor who performed on me called Dr. Jason Knight from the Cleveland Clinic, Harvard educated, did my surgery, saved my life. We have become good friends, the three of us. Charlene, Dr. Knight, and myself. We've become wonderful friends. I adapted a friend. I have a friend that I can speak from my heart. I don't have the time to filter things. I don't have the time to waste to guess on things. You need to tell me as a friend what you're feeling, how your day is, just as I need to tell you that. From your heart. Don't give me cliche answers. That's where I am. That's been the thing that has helped me. And again, I could not say more about this woman, Charlene. Charlene stripped me emotionally when she told me the kind of person I was and the person I was adapting to be. Charlene did that. So helping me peel off the onion skins of my emotional onion helped tremendously. That's why I can sit here and be very open, transparent with you about this, about what you're asking me. I hope that helps. No more chemo, no more going to the, what is it called? Where I have to Coumadin clinics to, get my blood thinner and, mark it where it is and so forth. No more of that. No more radiation. no more treatments. This is a fairly new chapter. The video crew and the people behind this video worked very fast to bring this to light. I'm still trying to get a grip. I've realized that either through my medication or lack of sleep, I'm a zombie when I sleep. You have to literally shake me to wake up. I've never had that problem before. So an alarm, of course, is not going to work. So I've got to invent other ways of waking up. That's just to give you a small example. I'm just feeling through. But what I know, that this journey, if it was like the other journey, is easier. This is a journey where I can sit back and enjoy, not necessarily participate. But this is a journey where I can sit back and just enjoy. Enjoy this time of spending quality time with the people I love and the people who love me. Enjoy finding new pursuits in my hobbies. Enjoy this kind of intimacy and transparency about this disease. And that's what I recommend people who go into this part of their journey, the palliative and hospice. It's difficult for me to say that. Palliative, I think, was difficult too, but I got over it. So you're seeing, or you're looking at a woman who has to embrace at this point and put on new gloves, put on new shoes, and embrace this latter part of my journey. It's scary what your body is doing to you. And all this is in pun, of course. I should have been awake by that time. You know, this individual came early and so forth. It's all in pun, and everybody has been so understanding. Afraid of two wires that will be hooked to me forever. This will be hooked to me. I cannot, now this is the kicker. I cannot eat solid foods. And I'm scared, not because I can't eat solid foods, because I may forget. Yesterday was a very good example of this, because a woman rushed out to me when I was waiting for transportation to take me out of the hospital. And she rushed up to me and she said, "Oh my God, you have such a light behind you. And would you like a peppermint patty?" And I said, "Oh yeah, chocolate mint? Chocolate mint, yes. Yes, I'd love a chocolate patty." And something went, "You can't eat that." I mean, I was literally peeling away the wrapper. I'm scared that somebody may slip something, because I cannot get my tube, my feeding, it's not a feeding tube per se, but it's a tube that operates to clean my stomach, remove its remains, and be in a pouch. This is what I have to face the rest of my life. That part, I've kind of given that to God. What is happening right now is I'm facing, and I want to take this journey slow, of course. We'll see more months. But I want to take this journey slow to be able to give updates on what was so special about that movie, and what was so special about, about what you were doing that day. I want to take time, and because all I have is time. So afraid, no. Scared and fearful, because I define them as different, especially fear. I am fearful of not being able to do some of the things that are so necessary to my life now that I am in hospice. That's what I fear. Where I'm going, how it'll be. I'm a Christian. I'm a born-again believer. I believe that I will go and see my Savior, Jesus Christ. So my faith is wrapped around that belief. And there was a time when even that belief could be shook. But I've seen how my God has processed this for me, and the healings, and the fact that I'm not going through so much pain, that I can enjoy this journey instead of being in a hospital bed 24/7. I'm one of the fortunate ones that can pick up and go home and walk home. Yes. Have the dignity of walking home instead of being strapped to a bed or being pushed in via wheelchair. Yeah. I came home to a homeless shelter. But I remember telling Charlene, I'm coming, we're going home. She said, yes, we're going home. I felt going home, spirit of going home, and not homelessness, but going home when I came back this time from the hospital. The mission, the rescue mission, has been absolutely, I can't even express words to say how kind, how collaborative, how welcoming, how they go out of their way to accommodate my sickness. I came to the rescue mission in November 2014 because I lacked funds. We'd exhausted our funds, and I lacked funds to continue my journey in a extended stay at a hotel which provided, the little kitchenette. It was nice when it lasted, but now it was eating into everything that we had. So we decided to look at the options, and that's Charlene and I, and see what we can do. And I was very scared. I was very apprehensive, marking myself as a homeless person, and all that goes into that. And I've seen how people treat homeless people. It's disgusting, and people should do more and care about the homeless. That's another battle for somebody else to fight. And if I can lend to that experience, I'm very willing to. My thing is, I came to a haven. I'm in a kind of a suite, so to speak, apartment living, which is very fortunate because this is only, the only people who participate in this are the very ill, the sick. So we have an apartment with 2 rooms, and Charlene and I share a room. It's our home. We put our clothes in the wardrobes. We make it as comfortable as we can, and it is comfortable. It is a haven where you can do your washing. They have washing machines. They make the place very homely so you can, again, relax and enjoy the journey. And I'm talking about all clients here. They make it easier. They don't make you walk through holding a bucket or a tin can, kind of like Oliver Twist. That is not this mission's result. This is not what you intend to do. So coming here has been wonderful for me. I have made so many friends because everybody here is my equal. If you have an education, which I do, it doesn't matter. I'm equal with the woman who couldn't finish her GED because she got pregnant at a young age. I'm equal with the woman who is counting her pennies, because she needs a fix on some drugs that she's been taking, medicinal or street drugs. I'm equal with them in one aspect. We are both here and we are both homeless. So that has another layer to it, another huge story to it. Because once you accept that, you enjoy life and you enjoy people. You can't be a snob at being what? You're homeless too. So that's the way I look at, the WCC, Women's Children's Center. That's the way I look at them. The good and bad about our doctors. That is, wow. I don't think that's a question that I can fully answer. I can tell you that being in hospital so many times, I started to notice a pattern. There is a big thing in medicine and for medical providers. There's this new buzz which is called humanism in medicine. You heard of that? It is really embracing the humanity in medicine. So as a doctor, you're not going in there, you don't just do 15 minutes, and that we're gone, and not necessarily listen to what the patient is telling you. You take a little bit more time, you interact with the patient. And that's kind of slowly slowly being made manifest at medical colleges. Doctors go for conferences and retreats because of this. It's that ability to touch another human being and say, I care. I know you're in pain. I care. I know we have the medicine, but I care. It healed me from the top of my head to the bottom of my shoes. Why? I'll give you a very good example. I would have nurses, always they change shifts. And I would wait for particular nurses, and I'd be sad if particular nurses came along. Like, where is she? Where is Sylvia? Oh, well, Pamela is taking over. Oh, I mean, at that point, I was like, okay, I hope she's as good as Sylvia. Why was Sylvia so important? Because Sylvia came, gave me a hug, the human touch, which is so, so, so important in healing. Because Sylvia came and asked me what I needed, and it wasn't just, oh, can you straighten out my bed? No, it was the little things that I needed in the hospital, and she made sure I had them. And she spoke to me from her heart. I believed that. And what is so interesting about the interaction I had with Sylvia is that after I left the hospital, all these characters I forgot. They didn't forget me. So anytime I was coming for treatment, they say, hey, Joy, hey, Joy. Now that's Shirlene, who's that? That's Sylvia, your nurse. Oh, hey. Who's Sylvia? She was the nurse that you like so much. Oh, okay. You understand? That brings healing to an individual, to a frail, sick individual who is working it out in their mind how they're going to do this. Just a touch. Just a touch. Doctors, more. I want more from you. Tell me, maybe give me a case study of a fictitious character. I don't care. Something that will make me hope. So that's what I have to say about doctors. It's all positive, of course, and they do a great job. But there are doctors and they're doctors. And the ones who are doctors are people that I've met, like Dr. Jason Knight, the Cleveland Clinic, because he took his time. He took his time to get to know me. And at one point I said, promise. I said to him, listen, we need to go out with this message and tell people, tell colleges, that, you know, it's important to care. It's important to see the humanity of the patient. And he said, yeah, that would be great. I said, do you promise me that we can do this? He said, oh, I see. I said, no, do you promise? Because you've been here for half an hour. I'm invading your private time. This is Friday. You should be out, having a good time. So what was this talk about? And he said, yes, I promise you. And guess what? The first time when I left the hospital, and came back to Carillion, and then I was discharged to my home in around September. No, I was discharged to my home in July from Carillion Clinic. He called me and said, hey, how you doing? I haven't heard from you. Oh, I'm still here, this happened. I'm on chemo treatment, catch-up time. And he said, guess what? My alma mater, is that what you call them? Wants to do a talk on a fellow who was here but accidentally killed by a motorist. And they do this every year at a college called Beth Israel. And I presented our idea, and they love it, and they want us to come. I said, what, Harvard? Oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, I want to go. So we started this journey. We went to Harvard. We spoke to the medical personnel, the doctors, the fellows, and the people, who are training to be doctors and other kinds of medical personnel. And they were crying. One was just crying. How do I do better? What do I do? As she was hugging me. If I can make that kind of impact, and I'm not walking with a doctor's badge and coat, how much more can a doctor make that kind of impact? I met them, and they are wonderful. Great. I will put it this way. For my number one, or A, I love the rescue mission, and a lot more should be. There should just be a lot more focus on that rescue mission. I took up two homeless women, or rather, sorry, not homeless women. Charlene decided to be homeless. She didn't need to be homeless. This is the kind of person she is. She could have ridden up to New Jersey. She had family and friends, but she decided never to abandon me in this time of sickness. So I was the homeless recipient of these services, and Charlene was not, but she put on a gown of homelessness to be with me. So that in itself was a miracle. Okay. The staff at the mission, Miss Katrina, the manager, Miss Bernice, one of the supervisors, Miss Beth, Carol Ann, Ebony, and of course, volunteers who come here. One of my closest friends right now is a lady called, oh God, I have to remember her. Her name is, she is the one who occupies the morning shift. Melissa. I have to give her mention. She is so jolly. This is a nutshell of what the of what WCC is. The exuberance that Melissa has for this place, the dedication she has. Sometimes I see that she's about to faint. Melissa, what are you doing? She has one hand out there, two hands out here, if it's possible. That dedication, because she loves her job. Miss Bernice, the dedication, she loves her job, she talks to women, she mentors them. This is not the way to go. I felt at peace because they also mentored me on how I would survive in this environment. And for me, right now, I give them homage. I respect them for all the things they pushed on me, because now I see how appropriate it is in this final stage of my journey. So that's who I thank. The motive behind the rescue mission, Miss Joy, the CEO and the president of this organization, they are brilliant, nothing short of brilliance, because of the work they do. They're nothing short of brilliant. I mean, you own things that, when we look at your business plan and what you're trying to do here, just from a standpoint of an onlooker, everything seems to be fusing together. It's like a cogwheel. It moves in its, moving together, parts moving together. And I have to congratulate you, Tracy, that you are part of this team. It's incredible and awesome, and such a benefit for the residents of Roanoke. Let me end on this. Learn from wise people. Learn from people who have walked the road, talked the talk, put on the shoes. And if you so much admire them, put them in a place where they'll be able to help other people. For instance, I talked to you about letting go. That is the most important lesson that I've learned, that letting go. It helps me in this last phase of hospice. It lets me know this is not going to be a big deal. And Charlene will say, it's not a big deal, Joy. It's not a big deal. So I hear, okay, washing myself, getting myself together is not a big deal. I can do this. Hold on. Charlene, can you come and help me? She'll come. She'll say, can you do this? Can you do that? What can you do? And I offer my paltry services. I can do this. So letting go enables you to shift, to become a chameleon in a cancer world. And you have to do that. You have to change. You have to morph. You are yourself, but you change. So from each phase, from the phase of announcement, this is a disease, it can be chronic, to treatment, to palliative hospice, you have to change. And the only way you'll do it is at the first juncture. You say, I'm letting go. I'm letting go of myself. I'm letting go of people. I'm letting go of all these things that have kept me from doing this. I'm letting go of my career because I wanted to be a stamp collector. And now with the internet and Facebook and all that, I think maybe there's something I can do in this. I'm letting go. I'm going to see what's out there for me. I'm not going to waste my life. I'm going to listen to this funny lady with a pink shirt and talk about her experiences. And I think I'm going to let go too. I can't work for something that I'm not enjoying. I can't work that way anymore. And I'm getting too old to go through this anymore. So I'm letting go. That is the most important thing that I realized. And appreciating people. Appreciating people right there on the spot. Not later, I'll send them a card. No, I'll put in a phone call. No, saying thank you so much. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, directors. Thank you, everybody who's here, for what you're doing, for this help that we're getting. Be appreciative of people. You just don't know how you'll meet up with them again. That's another thing. And living your life happy without regrets. Throw away the past. I know it's easy to say, but just let go of it. So that's where I am. That's my modus operandi. And I hope that helps. Thank you.